Why is it that you can eat less than you did in your 30s, walk more than your friends, and still that stubborn belly fat seems to be growing like it has a life of its own? I know it sounds a bit wild, but have you ever felt like your body is ignoring all your efforts, like your waistline is expanding even though you're doing everything right? You're not imagining it, and no, it's not just about eating too much or not exercising enough. The truth is far deeper and more surprising. So let's sit down and talk about what's really going on. Because if you're over 50, or especially over 60, you deserve to understand why your body has changed, and more importantly, what you can do to feel better, stronger, and more in control again. This isn't about shame or chasing a number on the scale. It's about health, about energy, about feeling good in your skin again when you look in the mirror. In this video, we're going to uncover the real reasons behind why belly fat becomes such a stubborn problem as we age. I'll walk you through what's happening inside your body, physically, hormonally, and even emotionally. And most importantly, I'll share what you can do about it, starting today. Let's start with something that most people never talk about, your metabolism. Everyone blames it when the weight starts creeping up, but what does that really mean? Well, your metabolism is like your body's internal engine. It decides how fast you burn calories. And here's the thing, after 50, that engine starts to idle. It doesn't break down completely, but it slows. Why? One big reason is muscle loss. As we get older, we naturally start losing lean muscle, especially if we're not doing anything to maintain it. And since muscle is the most metabolically active tissue in your body, less muscle means a slower calorie burn, even when you're just sitting on the couch. It's like trading in a V8 engine for a lawnmower. You're burning fewer calories throughout the day without even realizing it. That's why something as simple as lifting a few light weights a couple of times a week or doing body weight exercises at home can have such a huge impact. It's not about bulking up. It's about telling your body, hey, I still need this muscle. And that little reminder helps your metabolism stay more active, which in turn helps your belly stay flatter. But muscle loss isn't the only villain. Here, hormones, those invisible little messengers, play a massive role too. As we age, estrogen and testosterone both start to decline. And when those levels drop, especially for women during and after menopause, the body tends to store more fat around the middle. It's not your imagination. Your body literally reprograms itself to hold on to belly fat. It's part survival instinct, part hormonal shift. The fat that used to settle on your hips or thighs suddenly decides your belly is its new favorite home. And it's not just about looks. Belly fat, especially the deep kind that wraps around your organs, is linked to a higher risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. That's why tackling it isn't just about fitting into your old genes. It's about protecting your future. But here's the good news. Once you understand what's driving it, you can finally stop blaming yourself and start making smart changes that actually work. Another major player is stress. You might not realize how much it affects your weight, but the hormone cortisol, your body's built-in alarm system, can be a sneaky contributor. When you're stressed, your body produces more cortisol, and elevated cortisol can trigger fat storage, especially around your belly. The worst part, the stress doesn't have to be dramatic. It can come from chronic worry, poor sleep, feeling isolated, or simply not feeling like yourself anymore. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to lose weight when you're constantly worrying or not sleeping well? That's not just coincidence. Your body interprets stress as danger, and in response, it hangs onto fat like it's preparing for a famine. So, taking time to breathe deeply, walk in nature, connect with loved ones, or even just sit in silence for a few minutes each day isn't a luxury. It's essential to your health. Managing stress helps manage your belly fat. It really is that powerful. Now let's talk about something most people don't realize until it sneaks up on them: your body's insulin sensitivity. As you age, your cells become a bit more resistant to insulin, which is the hormone that helps move sugar from your bloodstream into your cells to be used as energy. When that resistance kicks in, your blood sugar stays higher than it should. And guess what your body does with that extra sugar? That's right. It stores it as fat, often right around the midsection. And the kicker? You don't have to be diabetic for this to be a problem. Even mild insulin resistance can cause weight gain and make it harder to lose. But you can improve insulin sensitivity through small daily habits like walking after meals, cutting down on processed carbs, and eating more fiber-rich foods. No extreme diets, no starving yourself. Just a few simple, steady shifts that help your body work better for you. So if you've been feeling frustrated, like your belly is growing no matter what you do, you're not alone, you're not broken, and you're certainly not out of options. There are very real changes happening inside your body, but that also means there are real solutions waiting for you. Let's keep going. There's more to uncover. Now that we've peeled back some of the hidden layers, like metabolism slowing down, hormonal shifts, stress, and insulin resistance, it starts to make a little more sense, doesn't it? That stubborn belly fat isn't about laziness or lack of willpower. It's your body responding to a new season of life. But we're not here to give up. We're here to adjust. Because when we understand the new rules, we can finally stop playing the old game that no longer works. Here's something you might not expect. One of the sneakiest contributors to belly fat after 50 is poor sleep. I know, it sounds unrelated, but it's more connected than most people realize. When you don't get enough quality sleep, your body's hormone levels go completely out of balance. The two big ones, ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is the hormone that tells you you're hungry, and leptin tells you when you're full. When you're sleep-deprived, ghrelin goes up and leptin goes down. In other words, you feel hungrier than you actually are, and you don't feel as satisfied when you eat. Think about that. You're already fighting a slower metabolism and changing hormones, and now your sleep-deprived brain is whispering, "Go ahead, have another cookie," while your body forgets to say, "That's enough." It's no wonder cravings take over. And it's not just about eating more. Your body actually becomes less efficient at burning fat when it's tired. It's like trying to drive on a flat tire. You can move forward, but not very well. The fix? Start small. Try setting a regular bedtime, even on weekends. Turn off screens an hour before sleep. Create a little wind-down routine, like dimming the lights, reading a calming book, or sipping chamomile tea. It sounds simple, but getting better sleep doesn't just help your mind. It literally helps flatten your belly. That's a change worth making. Now let's talk about movement. Not just the kind you do in a gym, but how you move throughout your day. After 50, many people become more sedentary without even noticing. Maybe you used to be on your feet all day, working or raising a family, but now the hours can slip by, reading, watching TV, sitting at the computer, and even if you exercise for 30 minutes, sitting for the other 14 hours can cancel out a lot of that benefit. It's not about running marathons or doing boot camp workouts. It's about weaving movement into your life in little ways. Take a 5-minute stretch break every hour, park a little farther from the store, walk while you're talking on the phone, dance in the kitchen while your soup's heating up. These small bursts of activity keep your metabolism humming and your insulin levels more stable. They keep your joints happier and your muscles more engaged, and over time, they absolutely chip away at belly fat. Think of it as treating your body like it wants to move, because it really does. Another surprising piece of the puzzle is diet, but not in the way you might think. When people hit their 50s or 60s and start gaining belly fat, the common instinct is to eat less. And yes, portion control matters, but what you eat becomes even more important than how much. A lot of older adults still follow outdated advice. From decades ago, low-fat everything, avoid eggs, eat lots of healthy cereals. But those processed foods, even if they're labeled as low-calorie or low-fat, often spike your blood sugar and leave you hungry again an hour later. Your body doesn't need less food, it needs better food. Protein becomes your best friend. It helps preserve muscle, supports your metabolism, and keeps you full. Healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, nuts, and fatty fish don't make you fat. They nourish your brain and balance your hormones. And fiber, found in vegetables, beans, and whole grains, helps regulate digestion and keeps you feeling satisfied. Think of your plate like a tool. Every bite is either helping your belly slim down or giving it more reason to hang on to that extra weight. And don't forget hydration. As we age, our thirst signals weaken, and it's easy to get dehydrated without realizing it. But when you don't drink enough water, your body holds onto fluids, your digestion slows, and hunger signals get confused. Sometimes that snack you reach for is really just your body asking for a glass of water. Start your day with water. Sip it through the afternoon, and try swapping one sugary drink for herbal tea or sparkling water. That one change alone can make a difference over time. Everything we've talked about so far comes down to one powerful truth. Your body is still capable of change. It's not stuck, it's just different. And when you stop fighting it and start listening to what it needs now, the results feel like a gift, not a punishment. Let's keep going. There's one more layer we need to talk about, and it might be the most important one yet. Here's something that might surprise you. Your mindset, how you think about your body and this stage of life, might be the final and most powerful key to unlocking the grip that belly fat seems to have on you. Because no matter how much we adjust our food, movement, or sleep, if we're living with guilt, frustration, or hopelessness, it creates an invisible weight that's even heavier than the one around your waist. Let me ask you this. Have you ever looked in the mirror and said something like, "What happened to me?" Or maybe, "I'll never get my old body back." That inner voice, those little comments we make to ourselves, they shape the way we treat our bodies. If you believe your body is betraying you, you'll fight it. If you believe you're too old to change, you'll stop trying. But if you start treating your body like a partner, someone who's been with you through everything and who just needs a little extra care now, everything shifts. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being kind to yourself while making small, smart changes, because even modest progress, like sleeping a bit better, moving a little more, or choosing a more nourishing meal, can create a ripple effect. And those ripples add up. Now, there's one more hidden reason belly fat can be so stubborn after 50, and it's something many people never even think about: inflammation. Chronic, low-level inflammation builds up over time. It's caused by stress, poor sleep, processed foods, pollution, lack of movement, and it makes your body feel like it's constantly under attack. And what does your body do when it's under attack? It stores fat, especially around the belly, where it thinks it's protecting vital organs. The signs of inflammation aren't always obvious. Maybe it's stiff joints in the morning. Maybe it's bloating after meals, or that heavy, sluggish feeling in the afternoon. The good news is, reducing inflammation doesn't require magic pills. It just takes consistency in a few simple areas. Eating whole, colorful foods instead of ultra-processed ones. Cutting down on added sugars. Managing stress with even 5 minutes of breathing or quiet time each day. And making rest a real priority. Even walking barefoot on grass or soil, a practice called grounding, has been shown to reduce inflammation and improve mood. It sounds simple, but it reconnects your body to the rhythms of the earth, which we've grown so disconnected from in our modern lives. That gentle connection has a quiet power, one we've known instinctively since we were kids, running around outside. So here we are. You started this video wondering why your belly seems to keep growing, even when you're trying to do the right things. And now you know. It's not just about calories or willpower. It's about your metabolism slowing because of muscle loss. It's about hormonal shifts your body never warned you about. It's about the silent stress of everyday life, the way poor sleep messes with your hunger cues, and how modern, processed foods sneak into your diet and stir up inflammation and imbalance. But more importantly, you now know you're not stuck. There's so much you can do. You can build strength even starting today with gentle exercises. You can support your hormones with the right foods. You can calm your stress with deep breathing or joyful moments. You can sleep better, eat smarter, move more often, and start rebuilding trust with the body that's carried you this far. And the best part? You don't need to do it all at once. Pick one thing. Maybe tonight you turn off your phone a little, earlier, and read something calming. Maybe tomorrow morning you add a bit of protein to your breakfast. Maybe later this week you take a short walk after lunch instead of heading straight to the couch. Those tiny actions are what build real transformation. Remember that small changes made consistently can create powerful results. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are just getting started with a body that still wants to work with you, not against you. If any of this resonated with you, if you've had that frustrating feeling of doing everything right and still gaining weight, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's been the hardest part for you? What change are you thinking about making after watching this? And if this video helped you feel seen, encouraged, or inspired, please give it a thumbs up. It helps others like you find this content. Subscribe to the channel if you want more videos that speak honestly about aging, health, and living well at every stage of life. You deserve to feel strong, vibrant, and in control, no matter your age. Your journey doesn't stop at 50. In fact, it may just be beginning. So take a deep breath, take one step today, and let's walk this path together. You've got this.